fish,
You can mix fish, yes.
so that they keep it cleaner or something like that?
You know, there might be some help crossways that way, but no, you're mostly, you're after their waste. You know, I mean, you can't mix, it's kind of hard to mix the tilapia and a catfish, because the tilapia got to be kept warm. Catfish, 39 degrees, they're fine, you know. But tilapia, they've been proven to survive down to maybe 50, 55, and they all start to die. So if you do tilapia, you got to be dedicated to tilapia, or some other warm water type of species that can survive in this type of environment. Which, I mean, which I've been kind of surprised. There's probably about 30 different fish that I can think of that would work well. But I was trying to think about fish that work well here, you know, was my focus. Because I mean, a lot of the information I get is from the Virginia Islands, Hawaii, all that. You know, they can go and scoop some fish out of the river and throw it in, and they're good to go. Here, it's illegal to do that, and getting licensed to do it, you know, as a commercial operation is a hard thing to do. But as a privateer, you can order fish from anywhere. Like right now, I've got fish that will be in tomorrow or Wednesday that are coming from Florida. You know, so, and they'll send you breeding pairs, and there's a lot of help out there on the internet that, you know, helps you with the fish. But it has been a challenge filling my fish tanks. I can tell you that much.
Can you do trout?
You can do trout. The only difference is in like these smaller tanks, you'd have to be very careful and watch them and keep the water cool. And you might have to do some water exchanging too. You know, dump some of your water and dump some fresh water, because trout like fresh water. But yes, you can. During the summer, probably not. You know, unless you have an adequate facility to keep the water temperature down, they would probably die on you. After about 68 degrees, they start to seek out as much cold water as they can. If they hit 70, they don't do that well. You know, especially in a confined area, they could have a lot of trouble. But say if you wanted to grow all year, you could go with the theory of having warm water fish starting early in February, have a different tank while you're raising your trout during the winter time, because it's easier to keep the water cool, which is nice because you don't have to pay the heating bill. And you keep those trout, and then come spring, you can slaughter your trout, turn them loose, do whatever you want, turn them into fertilizer, whatever you want to do with them. And then you have your warm water fish to turn in for the summer. So if you can think it in cycles like that too. You know, so there's, like I said, there's just so many avenues. I hope I'm not overwhelming, or like, oh, there's too much. Because I've been, when I first started like this, I was like, which direction do I go? Because there was so much information out there. Which definitely suggest look at a couple of books over there. They have helped me immensely to break down the theories, and it, you know, it takes a while. One night it's pretty tough to cover all the subjects in it.
So what is the IBC container one, the 4x4? What's something like that ballparkish, like to get up and running? What would that cost? Like the average family?
If you did it by yourself, about $200.
$200.
$150 to $200. I mean, it depends on the IBC container.
Well, how about putting the fish in and the plants and all that stuff?
Well, okay, 25 fish that I'll be receiving cost me, I believe, $180. Well, 50 fish is $180 shipped in. So you can put goldfish in there, which are 15 cents a piece, but I don't know how good of tasting they're going to be. And they could be fine contributors. People do hook these up to their koi ponds and fish ponds, so you can do that. To answer your question, Chris, if out of pocket, just a person trying to get the starts, the fish, everything going, you're probably hitting $500 easy by yourself. If you were to have somebody to put it together for you, not including the fish, you're going to hit $1,000 easy.
Yeah.
You know, and then you add the fish. Which that's the sticky thing in Montana. I can't sell the fish to you. I can't provide the fish for you. I can give you the web addresses. I can give you the information, and you have to order the fish as a hobbyist.
How do they get shipped?
They ship them in basically a styrofoam cooler with an airbag about this big, and they highly oxygenate the water, and then they fill half the airbag full of water, and they ship it overnight. So they got shipped this morning about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be here hopefully tomorrow. Not frozen. We haven't had any problems. Never had a fish die yet. So But the next thing that my goal is to work on is to get some tanks together and build a little fishery so I can start producing some fish. But I'm working on the hurdles of Montana's law with fisheries, and having exotic fish or even warm water fish is tough in the state of Montana to raise, breed, and sell. Tilapia, probably, I shouldn't say never, but it probably won't ever make it in Montana as far as a commercial viable species because of the state laws are still so strict right now. You'd have to definitively prove that a tilapia species, and be very specific on which one, would not make it in any Montana waters. There's tilapia living in the Snake River right now that have been released somehow, somebody turned them loose or something. So that makes Montana say they can make it there, they can make it somewhere around here, around Laurel or somewhere, that's a little bit warmer. So tilapia option, that's the other thing I pushed away a little bit, like, okay, for a hobbyist, that's great. If you love tilapia, go crazy, grow them. But I don't really like them that much. So I thought, well, I'm going to work on species of fish that are here in Montana, because all the channels I've talked to, it is a heck of a lot easier to get fish that are already here, to get a permit, to get a license to grow, sell, and sell on either the fish market or live fish market. And it's even tougher in the state of Montana to get a live fish license, unless it's an absolute native fish. So, then you go back to trout, and that's why I switched to, off my fish pond that I have trout in, I switched to this big gravel bed. I don't, oh gosh, probably about 40 gallons a minute go into this unit off of my fish pond. That's just a pleasure pond at my house. I have trout, and I got goldfish, and some perch, and crayfish, and all those type of things in there. So it's very high in nitrate. And I also garden. I use a lot of that water for my gardens and everything. I try to help with my algae problem. That if I don't get rid of some of my nitrates in my pond, then I have an algae problem. So this is a way for me to get rid of it, and also a way to learn if maybe this could be a way that a lot of people could do this. Maybe they could have a nice little pond in their yard and grow vegetables. You get a couple things out of it. You get something that's nice to hang out by, and you get something that's growing your food, and something that's filtering your fish pond for free. So